John and Tara smashed through the glass of the food court entrance. John reached through and pulled out the mop holding the handles in place, and they burst in, replacing the mop behind them. It was 10 p.m. They had not heard from Tom or Jane since they had left. "Tom! Jane!" Tara bellowed. "Shut up, you moron!" John hissed, "Do you want to attract more of them?" Tara waved his hand in Apollo. "Shit, there is someone over here." On a table with blood dripping off the side was a man sprawled out, blood coming from his mouth. Tara leaned over him and felt for a pulse. The man coughed. He grabbed for Tara's coat and pulled him towards him. He could not make out what the man was trying to rasp to him. The man gave up, released Tara, and slumped back to the table, breathed his last breath, and lay still. Tara felt for a pulse again. Nothing. "He's died." The words barely escaped his throat before the man sat up and reached for him. John was about to move in to kill him, but Tara swung the custom but Jack had made them one each and sliced through its neck. The body dropped and the head fell to the floor. John quickly scythed it in two, so it was no longer a threat to anyone. A drop of blood fell onto the head from above. They looked up. Blood was dripping down the side of the balcony and onto the table. John and Tara raced up the stairs. Tom was lying on the ground in pool of blood. He wasn't moving. John reached him first and felt for a pulse, rolling him onto his back. He was pale, paler than normal, his eyes shut. He had a pulse. "Fuck, he's been stabbed. Where's that first aid kit?" Tara threw his bag off and rummaged round, pulling out the large red bag. John had been religiously reading first aid manuals and anything else he could find on emergency medicine. John fished out a pair of rubber gloves and some alcohol. He cleaned the wound and examined it. "How does it look?" Tara was trying to control the emotion in his voice, but wasn't doing a good job of hiding it. "It's deep, but I don't think it's hit an artery or the kidney or liver." John cleaned the wound up again and started to stitch it up. Jane had been in training to be a nurse before she gave up on that idea to become a personal trainer. He wasn't sure why, but she had tried to teach him a few things. But where the hell was she now? "Jane!" John yelled, scooping up Tom. "Janie!" "Nothing, fuck. Call her again." Tara tried, no answer. Glass smashed not too far away down the corridor and dead hands reached through a doorway. Damn, grab his bag and weapon, were leaving. "What about Jane? What do you want me to do? Tara stands here shouting for her? Attract more dead whilst Tom's dying?" Tara shook his head. "We will find her later," John said softly. "But right now, we need to get out of here." 2 hours earlier. "Tom, get up please, get up." Jane ran to Tom's side. Blood was pooling around her knees as she knelt. "You can't die, get up." Tom's eyes flickered open. "My side is killing me." He looked down. "Oh yeah, I got stabbed. That would explain it. Help me up." A door opened down the corridor. "Boss." "Graham." "Where are you?" I froze. I knew that voice. It was Tooth. Fuck, we got to go now. Grab my bag. Jane ran to pick the satchel up whilst I stooped to pick up the baton. Can you walk? I'm fine. Stop fussing. We were on the top floor. 2 floors down. Graham was sprawled out on a table. I couldn't tell if he was alive, but I doubt he would be getting up anytime soon. I hobbled down the stairs. They're after them. Shit, they've seen us go. Jane insisted in trying to support me as we were pursued. She might have gotten away if she would have left me. But she didn't. Suddenly she was pulled back by her hair. She screamed as she flew back. I turned as quick as I could manage and activated the stiletto, driving it into her attacker's shin. He screamed as it hit him. I pulled it back, reached forward and punched him in the mouth. He fell backwards. We turned to run again, but something hard and heavy hit me between the shoulders. I fell. Jane landed next to me. I extended the baton and took a swipe at his legs, catching them and sending them to the ground. I got back up, helping Jane. There were 3 more coming. We were not going to be able to outrun them. Go, I said. What? Go now. I pushed her away. I'm not leaving. Well, you don't have a choice now. She looked. They were to close now. I stepped in front of Jane. You don't look too good today, dude. Tooth made his way to the front, still sneering. Better than never looking good, but you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Tooth smiled his toothless smile. Say what you want. You can't upset me. You have done me a massive favor. Oh yeah, brushing all those teeth must have been very inconvenient for you. Again, that smile. No, you have just incapacitated my boss, so now I'm in charge, and the first thing on that list is burning that shithole of yours to the ground. Over my dead body. As you wish. He moved forward amazingly quickly. I raised the baton, but he knocked it aside and clocked me on the chin. I fell. What happened next was a blur. All I could see was boots hitting me. After the first few, I couldn't feel it anymore. I looked up and saw Tooth's men dragging Jane away, kicking and screaming. Tooth knelt beside me, careful not to get my blood on his jeans. It's over, just lay there and die like a dog. Your friends are next. He booted me in the stomach one last time and walked away. My vision faded. Death embraced me. Right now. What the hell happened to him? Someone stabbed him. Is he okay? He has been stabbed. How do you think he is? Is he going to make it? I don't bloody know. I'm not a doctor. Put him in bed. Where's Tom? Sky, get out. What happened, Tom? 1 hour later. Tom seems to be stable. Jane is still missing. People are with Tom out of commission. People are looking to me for leadership, and I have no answers for them. Considering the scene we came across at the shopping center, we could be attacked at any second. We have done what we can to reinforce the downstairs. We have boarded up the windows on the ground and first floors. Unless they can throw like motherfuckers, they aren't going to be able to throw a petrol bomb through the highest windows. Sky has not left Tom's side and won't eat. We have heard nothing from Jane. So, what do we do? Toby broke the silence. We wait for Tom to wake up, we go from there. Tara chimed in. We can't sit here with our thumbs up our asses for that long, Jack countered. We should leave. Lara said, heads turned in her direction. We can't just stay here, they know where we are now, we're sitting ducks. And go where? Anywhere. John, do you want to join the discussion here or just stare a hole into the wall? John lit a cigarette. We can't leave, we have nowhere to go, we need to reinforce our position. Do we have any more boards for the windows? Jack gave the answer, no, we're out, but there is a scrapyard about 30 miles away. We load it up with sheet metal, bring it back, and I can reinforce this place to the hilt. 30 miles is quite a way to go, man, Toby questioned. What if something happens while we're gone? I'm guessing this is more than a two-man job. If we want it done this year, yeah, it would take me, Tara, and John to load it. Leaving us vulnerable at home, John pondered. We need to take this chance right now, they could be here any time, we need to do this now. I agree with Jack, John said. Eyes turned on him. He who hesitated is lost, we move or we die here moping. Lara and Jenna will stay, but I'll show you how to work the guns tonight. We will be as quick as we can, but for a while, you're on your own. They nodded. Everyone else agree? They nodded. Okay, go get some sleep, big day tomorrow. John went and sat with Sky for a bit, watching over Tom. He won't die, will he? No, he won't die, he's far too stubborn for that. Why's his arm in that thing? It's a sling, I think it's fractured, that will help support it. Okay. She feigned understanding, come on, time to get some sleep. Can't I stay here? No, now come on off to bed. John tucked Sky in Jane's room just in case Tom turned during the night. He climbed into bed, exhaustion swept over him and the task ahead of him weighed upon him as he slept.